Earlier today, Nintendo made a ton of new Animal Crossing New Horizons announcements during their Animal Crossing Direct. In the months leading up to this game, I've made it my mission in life to distill all of the Animal Crossing New Horizons info to any potential new fans to help them make the most informed decision possible when it comes to buying this game, and to help fuel the hype for existing Animal Crossing fans. With that said, I'm going to break down all of the new details that Nintendo covered in this Direct. Let's talk about it. Off the bat, Nintendo confirmed that we'll be able to choose between 4 different island layouts. This was suggested in the latest Nintendo Switch My Way ad for this game, but we now know for sure how exactly island layouts are decided. Regardless of the island you choose though, you'll be able to mold its terrain to fit your needs after you've progressed in the game by using the Island Designer construction permit that you'll unlock. This will allow you to build bridges, ramps, and stairways, as well as paving new pathways, construct rivers, and also cliffs. Although Nintendo said the island needs to be fully decked out to gain access to this permit, they didn't really clarify exactly what this means. I'd assume it means once you've built permanent solutions to traverse every part of your island without the need for the vaulting pole for crossing rivers or ladders to climb onto cliffs, you'll unlock the permit option. Nintendo also touched on seasonal events, collect leaves in autumn, build snowmen in the winter, and more. This of course in addition to corresponding seasonal events like in past Animal Crossing games as well. I mentioned this in a past Animal Crossing video, but they also reconfirmed that players will be able to set their game to correspond with seasons in either the northern or southern hemisphere. The climate will be consistent across the board, so even if it doesn't snow where you're from during the winter, it will in-game just like always. This hemisphere change just allows for those seasonal changes to happen alongside your real-world season. In the beginning of the game, Islanders will only have access to 2 facilities to start with. The Residence Center, where you'll be able to sell unwanted items, get tips on island living, redeem Nook miles for clothes and accessories, as well as more important items like tools, and Nook tickets, which can be used for a feature I'll talk about in a bit via the Nook Shop terminal, and unlocking DIY recipes by attending free workshops. Here you'll also be able to further customize the color and design of the DIY furniture you build in the Residence Center. It's also been announced that this facility will be upgraded as time goes on and will offer more services. Isabelle is confirmed to be a part of this upgraded form of the Residence Center, as she will largely be retaining her role from New Leaf by facilitating changes to your island's background music, flag, residence, and more. The second starting facility is the airport. Here you'll be able to play with people regardless of whether they're on your Switch friends list or not by using 5-digit long Dodo codes. Players invited using these codes won't be able to use items that physically impact your island like shovels and axes, but players can be assigned the role of a best friend and be afforded access to these items on your island if you want them to have the ability to do it. Not only will the airport allow for islanders to visit friends through local wireless and online play, this is also where you can purchase and mail cards to in-game villagers. For local play, instead of using the airport, you can simply use the Call-in Islander Nook phone app, which will allow for up to 3 players that have islanders on your Switch to join you. Any of the 4 players playing during this session can be designated as the session leader and will therefore be in charge of what to do next since the camera defaults to them. So each player can get what they need to do done on their shared island during their multiplayer sessions. Items collected by the other players in these local multiplayer sessions will automatically be sent to the recycling box in the Residence Center and can be claimed at any point after that session is done. Additional facilities will periodically be unlocked as well. For instance, Nintendo finally showcased the museum, which I think benefits a lot from the increased resolution of the Nintendo Switch, as evidenced by the aquarium shot in the Direct. As a result, I think the museum will be in a lot more aesthetically pleasing place than it has been in past games, with your donations being shown off in a better way than being strewn about like they were before. They also showcased a shop for items that can't be crafted, the Able Sister shop for buying clothes, and a campsite for villagers. And it's clear that even those additional facilities are just a taste of what we can expect from facilities in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm sure in time we'll see others like retail, the Roost Cafe, and more make their return, as well as some new shops stops and facilities that haven't appeared in past Animal Crossing games. Nook Miles were also further detailed, but the only new revelation is that Nook Miles can be used to pay off your Getaway package. Everything else was a refresher on info I've already covered in past videos, so if you need a breakdown on any of that stuff, feel free to check out the rest of our Animal Crossing videos linked in the card up above. As expected, the option to upgrade your tent was finally detailed. Apart from the obvious increased space to work with, houses can be more meticulously customized than they could in past mainline games with a better UI that I'm sure is taking a fair amount of inspiration from Happy Home Designer. And they afford additional storage, which I'm pretty sure is a new feature. As you'd expect, houses can be further expanded and remodeled for more freedom and making your in-game dream home as you progress through the game and earn more bells. Fortunately, already living on a deserted island didn't stop Nintendo from bringing back the ability to travel to smaller islands within your own game by exchanging a Nook Miles ticket, which can be purchased at the Nook Stop terminal that I mentioned before to take a flight on the Dodo Airlines plane for a mystery tour of far-off destinations. Nintendo says this will allow you to experience unexpected encounters or take home different items that you can't find on your island. Unlike New Leaf, it seems these new travel destinations will be randomly generated, so you'll never know exactly what to expect. Even the terrain and biomes of these travel destinations seem to differ, which is nice. This means we'll have an increased variety of materials and creatures that can be collected, and it won't just vary season by season, but trip by trip. And that'll be all the more useful for earning extra bells and crafting DIY items as well. Nook Link is the Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch Online app add-on and will allow players to scan QR codes for custom designs created in the 3DS Animal Crossing games for use in New Horizons. You'll also be able to use the app for voice chat as expected, and you can chat through text as well, which I didn't expect. Nook Link is set to launch shortly after New Horizons, so there's still details about it that weren't really explained, namely whatever the passport function is, but I'm sure we'll get an update about that not too long after the game launches. While I'm on the topic of mobile apps, Pocket Camp cross-promotion items have been announced, so if you play that, this is a thing you can look forward to. At the start of the game, you'll only have a few other islanders living on your island, but as you progress in the game, new residents will begin to move to your island as well. Tom Nook will periodically advertise to new potential residents that can move into lots that will be predetermined by you as the player. Also, you can directly extend invites yourself to live on your island. For instance, castaways will occasionally wash up on your island, so I'm positive that you can talk them into making the move onto your island if you want them to. Also, villagers that are from distinct cultures will occasionally visit your island, and you'll be able to get cultural items from them. The example that was shown off in the direct was a kimono from Japan, so I'd assume there will be a ton of more stuff like that from cultures around the world. I'm sure you'll be able to invite them to live on your island as well, and that would be a great way to liven up the variety in cultures on your island. I'm personally excited to have a varied cast from as many different places as I possibly can. Other random villagers that will appear on your island are merchants, which will occasionally show up and be another way to obtain items that can't be found, crafted, or purchased from anyone on your island. Nintendo finally detailed fishing and bug catching tournaments, so we know for sure they'll be returning, alongside the confirmation that Animal Crossing New Horizons will be receiving free updates with seasonal events, with the first of which being set to release on launch day. This update will unlock an Easter event planned for April. Amiibo functionality was also further detailed. The ability to invite islanders to your island through Amiibo is returning from past games, and it's been expanded to also allow players to take pictures of their Amiibo islanders on a special island called Photopia, which I personally love because any game that has a photo mode with that much customization gets an A+ in my book for the YouTube thumbnail potential alone. They also teased additional support for other Amiibo. I'd bet that means we're going to get at least a few new Animal Crossing Amiibo figures. It will also probably mean that some Animal Crossing Amiibo that already exists won't be compatible at launch for some reason. But on a more positive note, I'd be curious to see if they intend to support Amiibo from other series as well. The Animal Crossing team is largely made up of Splatoon developers, so maybe we can invite an Inkling to join our island? Who knows? And that's all of the new information from the Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct that I haven't already covered in past videos. Did you learn anything new? Has your opinion or excitement level for the game changed at all? What villager do you plan to invite to your island first? Any specific people in your life you plan to play the game with when it comes out? Let me know all of that and more in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Since you're still here, I assume you enjoyed the video, so please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend that you know needs more Animal Crossing New Horizons news in their life. Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for new videos like this every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, that's it for me. See you next week.